You're listening to the smartest guys in marketing, the best show on the planet for client businesses to learn about traffic, funnels, sales, conversions, and marketing coolness. Chris and Taylor are the founders of Traffic and Funnels, a digital marketing consultancy helping you get paid clients from cold traffic daily. Now, here are your hosts, Chris and Taylor.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Smartest Guys in Marketing podcast, here with your hosts, Chris Evans and Taylor Welch. It's a beautiful day to be alive. I'm excited to be here with you guys.
It is such a beautiful day to be alive.
Spring
I got my
is
booth stand here. I got my, check this out.
And you listen to your father.
Dude, I can do whatever I want. If I want it closer, I can move it. I should move it away. I can move it over here. Literally.
I've been telling Taylor for like a year to get a boom stand for his mic.
It's true.
And then you heard it from somebody else.
Sometimes you have to learn things the good old fashioned way. Trial and error. The hard way.
Here we are.
You know what I'm saying.
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about the dirty. Talking about how to get dirty in your personal life. No, I'm just kidding. We're talking about morning routines. I don't know about you, Chris, but I abandoned my morning routine for a good little bit. This week, man, I started getting back on a routine. I started up some new habits, whipped up some new habits in the lab, started implementing them. And dude, it's Wednesday. And I'm like, dude, I want to find a live Black Panther at the zoo and like wrestle with it. So amped up, dude. So amped up. And I think that this is really interesting because me and you, we have different personalities, but both of us we have different views on routines. So when it comes to overwhelm as an entrepreneur, you got too much to do, too little time. You're constantly going back and forth. If you're listening to this and you're driving, raise both hands if you've ever felt overwhelmed before.
Don't do that.
Just kidding. We're going to get sued. Someone gets in a wreck and sues us. So there are two main causes of overwhelm. I think we should rap about that a little bit, talk a little bit about morning routines. I'm going to sneak that in later on.
If you're an entrepreneur, have you ever felt overwhelmed? Taylor raised his hand. Like who doesn't every single week, right? It seems like. If you're actually out there, you're doing something. You're pushing the envelope.
It's freaking hot.
Taylor's taking off his clothes. If you guys aren't on video,
dude, I just like all of a sudden I just got this hot flash, and I was like, dude,
you're going through menopause. It's normal.
Oh, see that, bro?
Yep. Okay.
All right. Sorry.
But it is a common case of the entrepreneur is to go through overwhelm. And I actually saw this in our client group. Someone posted about that. Like, what do you do? And so this is definitely fresh in our minds because there's times if we don't do the right things that we fall into the trap of overwhelm. And I really think that it is a trap. It is something that it's self-inflicted. We bring it onto ourselves. And so what we want to do today is hopefully give you guys some tools where you can avoid that.
Now, caveat, we'll talk about I think there are two main causes of overwhelm, two main causes of really getting overwhelmed in your life and business. But the caveat to this is building a business is hard.
Yeah.
And you need to expect this. Have you ever ordered a water and they give you a Sprite and you don't notice it? And then you take a drink and it burns your whole esophagus?
Or you order a Coke and they give you a Diet Coke, freaking communists.
There's something about just the simple act of expecting it to happen that makes it better. Ooh, this is philosophical. This is deeper. If you don't expect it, because sometimes people get into our programs and they're like, it's so hard. I've done it for 2 days. And it's like, you little bitch. Is that what you are? You need your mommy and daddy? You thought this was going to be easy. And the very fact of them, they were expecting it to be easy and then it was difficult caused overwhelm. Yeah. So don't be caught in that trap. Do you disagree with that? Because you're kind of looking at me like, oh my God, did he just say that?
No, well, I was thinking about a story the other day where my two older kids were downstairs in the basement and they were talking. They were obviously distracted. And as a parent, that is the opportune time to scare the crap out of your kids, which we have this thing where we all try to scare each other. And so when they're expecting it, they're obviously not as scared, right? But when they don't, I mean, you should have seen the look on their faces. When I jumped out,
what did you do to them?
And screamed as loud as I could. There's a look of terror and the sheer screaming. So I just had to share that experience. It was very delightful as a parent.
I'm glad you care. I'm glad you care about your kids.
They do. They will expect it. Like they might hear me coming down, and like they'll be waiting for it. And so it's definitely like when it just happens, it's not as terrifying. And I think the point of that is there are going to be moments in your business where you are terrified, you are overwhelmed. But the more that you look down the road and see what is going to happen, and know like the things that are going to come at you with a baseball bat or something that's going to be around the corner waiting to scare the shiz, right? You're going to be braced for it. You're going to be a little bit prepared and ready for it.
Dude, there's nothing as encouraging as when someone ahead of you tells you, hey, what you're going through, I've gone through the same thing. That's what we're doing right now. Okay. In case you think you're the only entrepreneur in the world who had a tough month last month, let's just put that to bed. There were so many moments in the last 30 days when both of us have felt totally overwhelmed. What are we doing? Is this working? Are we making a difference? And then someone will post and be like, you just changed my life. I just got, one of our employees just got a brand new home. It's amazing. All right, let's get into this. 2 causes of overwhelm. You want to take the first one?
You take the first one.
Okay. There are 2 causes of overwhelm. The first one's easy. The second one's a little bit more complicated. And there are 2 causes of the second reason for overwhelm. Oof. Slow down so you can catch the calculus coming out of my mouth right now. Okay.
I can tell you've been eating that line meat.
Dude, we're going to talk about routines, but for real, I've been doing this green smoothie thing, and like I could go up against Charles Darwin if he were here. Okay. Number 1.
Or what?
Intellectually. All right. 2 causes of overwhelm. The first is a gap between your vision and your perceived capacity. It's a gap between where you see yourself and where you are right now. This is common. If you have big goals, if you have big dreams, if you have big vision, if you want to make a big mark on the world, you're going to experience overwhelm more than the person who's got no dreams and no vision and doesn't care about impact. And sometimes clients will come in and they'll get on calls and be like, Taylor, Chris, I'm overwhelmed. Oh my God. It's like, dude, it's because you have a vision, and the gap there is bothering you. So the answer here is you can decrease the vision so that you're no longer overwhelmed by that gap. Basically, you can be a bitch and go backwards, or you can reframe it. And this is what, I'll be honest, sometimes we do decrease. Sometimes we'll decrease the quarterly forecast because it's too big of a gap. And we're like, you know what? This is taking over too many parts of our lives. This is compromising time with our family right now. And so we need to take the vision for this quarter and bring it down just a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. Even though I just basically called you a bitch. If you do that, I take it back. Sometimes you need to. But here's the thing. Sometimes you need to decrease the vision, but sometimes you just need to be like, you know what? This is happening because I have a big vision for my life, and you need to just push through it. That's the first cause of overwhelm. You're looking really, really turnt right now. You.
No, I was just say, like, if in doubt, push. If in doubt, push.
Just like having a baby,
which you know a lot about.
Yep,
from YouTube videos you watched.
Okay, that's a little gross.
You're the one that brought it up, man.
When in doubt, push.
Yeah, and I'd say the other thing too is like knowing what's possible, and it does really, really help to be associated with people who have been where you are. Like they figured out how to get across that gap, right? To actually make their vision a reality. And sometimes your barometer is so off. Like maybe your vision is so just ridiculous that doesn't make any sense for where you are in your life and your business. But maybe sometimes your vision is way too small, which is probably the majority of the time. But if you have people who are in front of you who have been there, they've actually accomplished those things, then you can actually use that as a barometer.
You got a lisp going on there. That's the compass those things. Yeah. All right. So number 1 cause of overwhelm is this gap between your vision and your capacity. All right. Easy to deal with. Number 2 cause of overwhelm is a little bit more important. It's a little bit more serious.
You team me up?
I'm teeing you up, bro. I want you to have your place. Oh, say it again. Say it one more time.
Burnout.
Someone told me when I was at the beginning of my career, one of my friends who's still awesome, he's an epic copywriter, and he's Irish, which means he just cusses all the time. But it's like not a bad thing because he's Irish, because it's cultural. So anytime I like want to cuss, I just slip into an Irish accent. He told me one time, he was like, "Do you know the one thing that you're never guaranteed to come back from?" And I was like, "No." He was like, "Burnout. You're never guaranteed to come back from burnout. Some entrepreneurs, when they hit burnout, they never get their drive back. So you got to protect yourself from it."
How do people get burnt out?
Yeah. So I think there are two real main causes of burnout. One is a lack of clarity. If you're in the middle of something and you forget the destination, if you're working, you're waking up early, you're staying up late, you're grinding, you're putting in the hours, but you all of a sudden, you look up and you forget where you're going. Why am I doing this? You're instantly going to get burned out. That's the first thing. So lack of clarity. And then the second thing is actually boredom. I think boredom is probably the number one cause of burnout, especially after, if you've had a certain measure of success, which most people listening to this podcast have. Now, if you're just starting out, it's probably lack of clarity. But if you've had a measure of success and you're feeling burned out, you've got this quasi boredom thing going on. And I read a book called Anti-Fragile about a year and a half. One of our mentors told me to read it. And it talks about how the brain and the body are designed to live partially in routine and partially in utter chaos. Our agility, our adaptability, our body's ability to heal itself from invasion and disease, it wouldn't be possible without chaos. That's why when you go get a flu shot, you're actually getting the bacteria, or you're getting the virus injected into you. You're injecting chaos into the body so it can adapt to defend itself from the real thing later on. Isn't this crazy?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I think we've definitely gone through this stage. We hit boredom towards the end of last quarter of last year. And we didn't realize what was going on. Like, we're like, man, what? We feel burnt out, but we're busy with things that just didn't give us life. And we were just bored. Like, we could give a crap about operations and, I mean, things you have to do as a business owner and you're scaling, but we spent way too many times on things we were just bored with.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's, for me, this has been the solution for me. That's more high level. That's like making sure that you're not doing stuff that you don't like. But when it comes down to boredom, I do a complete and total revamp of my routines. Some people are like, they've had the same routine since they were 7 years old. And it's like the thing, think of like Garrett White, who like has this routine that's like impenetrable, and he goes and he floats and he surfs and, probably like punches trees and stuff on the way to the office. And he does the same thing every day. But for me personally, when I start getting bored, I got to switch on my routine. So I did that this week. I started changing things around. And rather than getting up, coming to the office, doing my morning formula, doing a little bit of writing, I just switched it up. I woke up a little earlier. I changed what I eat in the morning, and I changed when I go to the gym. So instead of going in the afternoon, I'm going in the morning. And for the first couple of days, my body's like, what the hell are you doing to me? Like, what's going on? I don't have any focus. I'm like, but dude, by the third or fourth day, I'm like locked into this new routine. It's like shock therapy. And literally, by the third or fourth day of switching on my routine, I'm like, dude, you could literally throw anything at me and I will just destroy it.
Yeah, it's forced agility.
Forced agility. It's a great word. Dang, Chris. Come on. So, how often do you change your routine?
Very often. I mean, it's almost a requirement because I have kids.
It's like every day. Every day. Okay, if you change your routine every day, it means you don't have a routine.
Yeah, I mean, we're always on like having to figure things out and schedules and stuff like that. But the one thing I want to talk about too, I want to go back to clarity real quick.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Cool. Okay. This is a major thing for people who come in and they've not been where they want to go in regards to their revenue, their business, or whatever. And so a lot of times, if you have a lack of clarity, and the reason why you get burnt out from this is because of your lack of efficiency. When you don't have clarity on what you're doing every single day, every week, every month to push your business forward, your revenue higher, your life forward, you're not efficient. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting, dude. And this has happened to us many times as well. So just want to give you guys just the thoughts on that. And if you're not around people who understand where you are, where you're going, and can help shine the path on the light of what you need to do, that's a big mistake that you're making. Like, dude, how fast do we go to someone who has been where we want to go and say, dude, tell us what to do?
Oh, dude, all the time.
All the time.
And it doesn't take us very long. In fact, I would go so far as to say, like, here's a quick quiz that you should quiz yourself on. If you're struggling with the same things today that you were struggling with 6 months ago, that can mean you make the same amount of money today that you did 6 months ago. That can mean you're still struggling to do X, Y, Z in your personal life that you were 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. And you haven't hired someone to help you. You have severe mental deficiencies. There's something actually wrong with you that you need to take time out and fix. You have to actually think about, because here's the deal. Like, it'd be like being fat and just complaining about it every day while you sit and eat Doritos and ice cream every single night. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. You can't do that anymore. So if you find yourself struggling with the same thing every 3 months, every 5 months, every 6 months, and you're not going and investing in someone to help you or getting someone in your corner, there's a belief system that's gone janky. Maybe the way you were raised, there's maybe some programming that happens, and you've got to fix it. Because people message me all the time. They probably do with you too. They're like, Taylor, I love what you and Chris are doing. Man, it's so inspiring. I'm an up and comer, and I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how long have you been building your business? It's like 15 months. Any advice you have would be amazing. And I'm like, who have you hired to help you? They're like, oh man, I haven't been able to afford it. Instantly, boom, this person's never going to do anything. I just write them off. They've been building their business for 15 months. They haven't gotten any help. Some people might be like, man, Taylor, you're really being an ass right now. No, I'm not. I'm just being a little cold and capitalistic. And some people earn it and some people don't. And for me and you, like, dude, we go straight to the mentor.
Yep. And we will pay crazy amounts of money to get access to the right people. And how fast that accelerates us is really insane. And just like the mental picture I had was a merry-go-round. Like, how many of you right now, when Taylor said that, like, you feel like, man, that's me. Like, I'm on this merry-go-round. I just can't get off. Because you don't understand how to get off. You don't understand the right moves that you need to make to get off and to get yourself on the right freaking track to what you're able to achieve. Sometimes that's just you're naive, you're ignorant, you need a kick in the ass, you need to know what's possible. And there's a lot of things that could be wrong with you. So we're here to help you guys.
Well, not if you've never invested in someone before. I think you should go get that straight. Maybe buy a book on Amazon or just test the waters out a little bit.
Well, you need to get the memo. That's what you need to do is the memos, because it's a great way to get, like, spend very little money, $7 a month.
Oh, guess what?
What?
People can just go to monthlymemos.com now. They don't have to go to trafficandfunnels.com/memos. Maybe a lot of you have been listening to this podcast and you're like, I just don't have the time to type in the long domain trafficandfunnels.com, then /memos and all that stuff. Maybe you're just too busy. Well, guess what? Uncle Taylor went out and spent his own money buying a domain so you didn't have to do that. Monthly-memos.com. That's all you have to do. Easy.
We spent our money.
Well, I said Uncle Taylor. That's
My
why I
kids'
said
college tuition.
Okay. Overwhelm.
Right.
Burnout. Now that I've told all of you that there's something wrong with you, I hope you come back for more. See you guys.
See ya. What's up, everybody? Chris here, and just want to take a minute and say thank you so much for listening to the Smartest Guys in Marketing podcast. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. Please go leave a review on iTunes, whether it's positive or negative. We want to hear your feedback and know what you're thinking and how we can improve. And if you know anybody that needs to hear what we're saying, please share with them. And the last thing I have to tell you today is, if you haven't gotten the monthly memos, jump over there and grab it at trafficandfunnels.com/memos. Here's the deal. The monthly memos is an opportunity for us to download what's happening in our business with our clients. And that's from mindset to marketing to strategy to tactics to traffic to funnels, business operations, across the board. We are able to just break down and give to you what's happening. So our journey is to make a big impact. We want to make a massive impact on people's lives. And for us to do that, we're doing things like the monthly memos. We want you to get ahead faster and make a lot less mistakes than what we have made. And I think it's a great medium for you to do that. So jump over there, grab that. The price is ridiculously low, and we did that for a reason, just so there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to jump on there. trafficandfunnels.com/memos. And listen, again, really, really appreciate you guys.